Hello and welcome to my Backgammon channel. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to do an endgame quiz, bearing in and bearing off. So there are going to be 10 positions. These will all be decisions for white. They are all taken from money games, so there will be no match score consideration. And the answers and XG analysis will be at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Now, if you get 10 out of 10, then you can consider yourself a Grandmaster in Endgame technique. 8 to 9, still very good. An expert player. 6 to 7, advanced. 4 to 5, intermediate. And 1 to 3, some room to improve. So get a pen and paper. We're going to look at 10 positions, and feel free to pause the video and rack your brain whenever you feel like it. Good luck. Position 1, white to play 2-1. Position 2, white to play 4-1. Position 3, white to play 3-2. Position 4, white to play 4-1. Position 5, white to play 2-1. Position 6, white to play 3-3. Position 7, white to play 5-1. Position 8, white to play 6-3. Position 9, white to play 5-2. And finally, position 10, white to play 5-4. Okay, so before we look at the answers and the XG analysis, please like and subscribe to my channel if you like my content. New videos every Wednesday. So let's get started and see how you got on. Now, the answer to position 1 is 2-1, hitting green's blot and taking one checker off. Now this is a best play because we remain even on the back, and also we leave fewer shots. So if we picked and passed, for example, we would leave an extra 2 shots with a 2-1 in addition to any 3. If we play 3-2, 3-1, we only leave 11 shots, but then we're odd on the back, and some of our higher numbers don't play very well. In fact, almost all our high numbers don't play very well. Okay, that's position 1. Let's move on to position 2. So here white is bearing off against an ace point holding game. It's a very common position which you might have seen over the board a few times already. And this is just really an exercise in shot counting. So if you play 4, 3 and 4 off, which is the correct move, you only leave 10 bad rolls next time. Whereas if you play 6 to 5, 6 to 2, you leave 20 bad rolls next time. And you can go through and count the rolls and see why the correct move is 4 to 3, 4 off. Now, next position, position 3. So here the correct move is to take 2 checkers off, 3 off, 2 off. Now, it is usually correct to stack against an ace point game, 6 to 4, 6 to 3. But in this position, green has already taken off 13 checkers. So we do not want green to escape with 5s and 6s, which would be 20 rolls rather than 11. So we want to keep green pinned to our ace point and take 2 off. And 2 off is also good for the race. Now, playing 1 off the 5 instead would be a blunder because you leave yourself a dreadful 6-5 where you would expose 2 blots. And of course you might worry about double 6, but it's really only a marginal concern. It's only a 1 in 36 roll, so let it go and just rip 2 checkers off. Position 4. Now the correct play is 7 to 6, 7 to 3. Now the second best move, 8 to 3, is only a small error, but by playing 8 to 3, it results in a number of bad rolls, such as double 6, 6, 5, 6, 4, 6, 3, double 5. And we also like to clear the point 6 away from the anchor, because that's usually the most difficult point to clear. So that is thematic in these positions. Also, we have slightly better distribution of spares by playing 7 to 6, 7 to 3. And green doesn't have the best timing with 6s. He will have to run. So simply clearing the bar in this position is the best course of action. Position 5. Now, here the correct move by a significant margin is to play 7 to 5, 3 to 2. Then hope green rolls a 2 or 1 besides a double 2. And we would then have 19 rolls to bear off both checkers next time as white, which is more rolls than any other configuration. And it's worth remembering the magic number of 2.72, which is the ideal distance to have your 2 checkers apart. So try to always get them as close to the magic number as possible. And again, these positions are very common and are good exercises in shot counting. I've actually done another video on my channel on shot counting, so please feel free to check out that one also. Okay, next position, position 6. So here we have a double 3 to play, and the correct move is to switch points and hit green's checker. So play 2 from the 4 point to the ace point, and then 5 to 2 and take 1 off. Now here, green has quite good timing with 4 checkers still on the midpoint, and we want green to enter on a higher point. Green is waiting back on our ace point, hoping we will roll awkwardly on a later roll and expose a blot. Green also has a 5-point board, home board, so it's quite threatening. So here, it's better to hope green enters on a higher point, and then we can play over his head and eliminate that risk. Now, position 7. So here green has a back game, but we can also see that green doesn't have very good timing and also has a broken home board. So these are factors we want to take into consideration when coming to the right decision. So here the best move is 9 to 4, 7 to 6. That creates a more flexible position. It's always a good idea to have spares on the 6. And also 8-2, the second best play, just plays too deeply to the 2 point. And we don't really want to play too deeply and put our checkers behind the anchor. That will vastly diminish our flexibility. Now you might be thinking 9-4, 7-6, well, we just leave a direct 5. However, that's only 11 rolls, of course, and green has a broken home board. And also by hitting, green's timing will be reduced. So it all adds up to 9-4, 7-6 being the best play. Position 8. So here it's quite easy to get this one wrong because in some ways it's counterintuitive. Here we have to play the low number first. We have to play the 3 and then we play the 6 after. So the correct move is 6-3 and 4 off. The second move is a double blunder. Now it's correct to play 6-3 and 4 off because then we give ourselves better rolls next time. If we make the wrong play, then we have a gap on our 2 and 3 point, and only double 2 and double 3 will take a checker off. So that's a lot of rolls, 18 rolls. So play the low number first. Think about the decision before you make it. Now, position 9. So here the correct move is 5-3 and 5 off. Now, of course, it's tempting to take 2 from the 6, play 6-4, 6-1. But the problem with that is you stack the ace point and then you leave no spare on the 3 point. And Mitchie, in his book Endgame Technique, talks a lot about when you clear the 6, you really need a spare on the 3 point. So that's a good rule of thumb to think about when bearing off. And burying to the ace point is usually a bad idea against holding games because it decreases our flexibility. We can't play the numbers as well. With the correct play here, 5-3, 5 off, we only leave 2 bad rolls as well, 6-4. Okay, and the final position, position 10. So the correct move is 6-1, 5-1. Now, in many ways, this violates 2 of the principles, which are not burying the checkers to the ace point and also not filling the gap. So we want to fill the gap, and usually that is a correct move to play. And we don't like burying those checkers. But here, 6-1, 5-1 might leave more hitting numbers on subsequent rolls, but the alternative, 8-4, 8-3, by slotting that point, leaves 11 shots immediately and also leaves shots on future rolls. So this is a kind of pay now, pay later decision, but it's also about kind of short-term and long-term thinking. So here, violate the principles and play 2 to the ace. It looks ugly, but it's the right play by a big margin. So there we are. That's the end of the quiz. Before we add up the results, these are just a few tips, such as Trice's Tower. So in Backgammon Bootcamp, which is an excellent book I recommend you to read, the optimal bear-off structure is 7 pips on the 6 point, 5 pips on the 5 point, and 3 on the 4 point, which leads to less wastage. And Kit Walls' wedge has the triangle structure, which you can see, 5 checkers, 4 checkers, 3 checkers, and so on, which is a very efficient bear-off structure. And of course, Mitchie, who wrote Endgame Technique, recognises the value of the mountain over the valley. So have more checkers rather than less on middle points and try to avoid any dips or gaps go for the mountain structure rather than the valley structure. So how well did you get on out of 10? Are you a grandmaster in endgame technique? Are you expert? Are you advanced? Thank you very much for watching. Please check out my other videos and subscribe to my channel. Many thanks, all the best. See you next Wednesday. Goodbye.